To kick it off, basically this tool here, Maximo Plus, our monitoring aspect here, what I'm going to be showing you is going to be the web app portion of this tool. It is made up of a three-tiered design. So the first tier is basically a monitoring agent that would be installed on the application server for the on-premise Maximo environment. The second part of that is the middleware piece, which resides in our cloud, which that monitoring agent will connect to. And the third piece of that is this web app version, which is where you can log in and interact and monitor what that agent is sending us details back on. So this tool basically gives you the power to monitor critical aspects of Maximo remotely and securely without much effort. So some of that monitoring would include such as details about the application availability, the database performance and availability, the server status and performance, disk utilization, the JVM status, the status of admin mode for the app, access to logs to view errors, licensing information, and also contact information. So the screen I'm sharing here was the login page for this app here. Users will be given a username and password to be able to log into this app. Again, through the web. No need to be on any type of VPN or anything like that currently for this. It's just available. Get out there on the web. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. And when you log in, you are taken into the instance page. And this is a page that's your home page, and it's going to basically show you all of the Maximo instances that you are monitoring through Maximo Plus. So in this case here, I have two different instances that I have set up, but obviously, as you have more that you'd be monitoring, this list can grow. You could have multiple different instances all specified here. To aid with that, there's built-in filtering and sorting on this page here. So we can easily sort by organization or by instance status. So, if you want to see the status of instances that are critical, see them up top, you can sort easily that way. Right now I have one that is offline, so when I sort it that way, it goes to the top. We also can filter by other organizations and statuses, so we can see those easily as well. So now I have these filtered by offline and normal. So the nice thing about this page here is you can easily at a glance get to see what's going on with the instances that you are monitoring. Are they up? Are they healthy? Are there ones that are having issues? So on here you can at a quick glance see what Maximo version the instance is, the URL for accessing that instance, and then the status of the agent that's installed on the application for the Maximo Plus monitoring, but the server status, the application status, database, and licensing. So if you notice my instance that's offline, these are all grayed out. I have no statuses for them, but my online instance is returning a green color here for all of these statuses. If one of these was to become critical, you would see a red color there, or if there's a warning, you would see an orange color here. So that way, at a quick glance, you can see right away the health of one of your instances. So from here, we can dive in and see more details within a specific instance. The way navigation works with this tool is based on an overlaid panel. So I'll show you how that looks. If I click on this here, I get a panel that swoops in and gives me more details on the particular instance that I've chosen. But I still have visibility here to my instance list here. So as these continue to refresh and bring back new statuses, I could easily see if this one came back online and I had an error or something, because it's still visible even though I'm viewing this panel. And this continues to grow this way, so as I would link into the server details, my panels keep extending. But if you are focusing on one of these panels and you want to see this in a specific view, so you're seeing all of it at once, you can choose this option here to maximize this and see the whole panel itself in an isolated view. So again, this allows us to continue seeing the status of everything that's being monitored as we're diving in deeper within a particular instance. So, clicking in here again, we're going to be taken into the instance detail. I'll shrink this so it's the panel. From here, again, I know what version of Maximo is being ran, the URL to access this Maximo environment, and I have the status of the agent. Again, the agent is the Maximo Plus piece that's installed with the application. So I know that that agent is up, it's green, so it's good, it's sending data to us to monitor. I know my last update was about 2 minutes ago, 2:13. I have a nice visual of admin mode, so I know if admin mode is on or off for this particular instance. I got a green here noting it's off, so admin mode is not on. And I have an overview of the health of the server. Again, showing green here, but if there was an issue within the server, I could see an orange for a warning or a red for a critical issue. The same for the application itself, even giving me further details here as CPU utilization and memory. And again, so overall status here of the database health, and then licensing. A quick overview of license counts. So you can configure in here. I have 25 authorized, 10 limited, and 100 express, or something like that, and be able to see how many of each license type is being used, and it'll display warnings if you are have reached that license limit or exceeded it. And then cron tasks as well, getting a view into the status of cron tasks that are running. All right, so now I'm going to dive into and take a deeper look into what information is available to you under the servers panel. So the server details panel has some basic performance metrics, disk capacity details, a log file overview, command history, and also access to a commands list. So on this panel again, see RAM usage for performance here. See the storage usage. So we know the capacity of the different drives available here. A look into log files. So I have here the Maximo log and WebSphere logs being pulled. And if you notice, it's even determining if there are errors or warnings that are found within those log files. So if I wanted to take a deeper dive into this, I can click this link here and get right into details found within those log files. And I have the errors filtered here to the top, so I can easily expand and see what is being reported back here under errors that are found in your log file. This is also able to be easily searched. So if you're looking for a specific timestamp or a specific message, you could search the log file from here as well. Again, this works here for also under the WebSphere logs too. It pulls you in there. So this next area here, the command history, this is basically showing the status of commands that you can use to interact with the Maximo application and server directly from the Maximo Plus tool. So if I click the option for commands here, I'm into this other panel here. And here is the fetch log tool that I was just telling you about. So if I select this here, I can pick which log I want to go fetch. So it's going to reauthorize me here. So I can go fetch the different logs. So I got one, I grab the other, and I get a status here of the log fetch. And it's actually sending a command back out to that agent saying I want an updated copy of the logs to come in. And once they process through, you'll be able to see if that result was okay and return the log file back. And the return log files actually will be available to you here where there's a download option, so you can easily download the log file directly. So you can then basically pull the logs at will then when you need to using this command. And if you don't want to view them within the panels here, you can have access to download them. So there are various other commands here that are a part of the Maximo Plus tool around interacting with the application, such as fetching logs, interacting with admin mode, start and stopping the nodes, restarting the server, even the ability to unlock users here. So in this case here, in my demo instance, I have some users that are currently blocked, and I can actually send commands here to unblock these users. And it's actually making a call out, and it's going to update the status of these users so they're no longer blocked and they can attempt to log back in. So again, pretty awesome commands here that allow you to interact with various aspects of the application without having to either be on site or remoting into to Maximo to be able to handle some of these capabilities here. And if you haven't caught on yet, basically anywhere you see one of these links does mean that you can expand to see more details related to it. So I can also dive in here to the database section, and I can get full details regarding around the particular database for this instance. See levels of performance, see the checks that are being done. In this case here, I do have a failed check. Apparently for this application, more than 70% of the tables are, all tables with less than 70% fragmented failed. So basically I have a pretty fragmented database here. It probably should be addressed. So it gives you a full insight into the health of the database for the particular application, all from one particular screen without having to be on the database server. We can even dive deeper in here to the licensing details. So here I have I've set up where we say we have a partner type of licensing and 25 licenses available. I'm using 10 of them, so 40% usage. So dive in and you can see those details, see them in full detail here. See a list of active users for this application that are currently there. And then you can also even manage your license thresholds, so you can set what your license counts are. So I've actually added, I actually have 35 of these now. I can easily update that so I can keep track of what is being monitored. So the last panel down here is cron tasks. So again, allowing you to see active cron tasks for the application. Cron tasks is a large screen, so I'm going to expand it to see the full view. So you can see a lot of details around here around cron tasks that are set up in the application. Again, the green ones here mean that they're active, they're up and running. We can filter through some of these pages. You see some that are having issues. as well as or have been deactivated. So easy way to see a full view of contacts that are set up for a particular application, again, without having to dive into Maximo and be able to see it all through the tool here remotely. So I did mention that there is capability of doing some alerting with this tool through email. And that can be set up under preferences, notifications. So under your preferences setting as a user logged in, you have access to your profile information, so you can set up your contact info there. There also is some advanced security options for users who are logging in. So there is the ability to set up a two-factor authentication. So when I logged in with my username and password, I could have this enabled where I'd also have to provide basically like a Google Authenticator PIN ID or PIN number that can be easily turned on and off here per user. So if a user wants to have that extra step of authentication for logging in, they can enable that directly from their preferences here. And then the other area, again, is that notification section that I was talking about. So if we want to set up email notifications, I can come in here and I can add triggers for different notification types. So I can say, which instance. I can say I want to do it for my sandbox, and I want to know when the agent's disconnected, and it will create that notification here. So now when the instance for Portal Sandbox has the Maximo Plus agent in a disconnected status, it's actually going to be sending me an email letting me know that, hey, the agent's been disconnected. If I don't want to get those alerts anymore, I can easily remove them, or I can even pause them to disable them for a time and then turn them back on. I can pause them all or rescind them all as well. So for notification methods, I can set up in here, again, emails. I believe I can also do a SMS text message if I wanted to instead. So if I set my type to SMS and put my phone number in here, instead of getting an email, I can have it send me a text message letting me know that my agent was disconnected or that the server is down. And there is also an option here to set limits. Basically, how many times per hour do I want to be told that the agent has been disconnected? So that way you can kind of control how many emails or how many alerts you'd be receiving based on the certain statuses here. So that way you're not inundated with alerts all day long when you don't need that if one alert would work. So that does offer some great flexibility here, because I can get insight to the health of one of my instances that I'm monitoring with Maximo Plus without even have to log into the web application here. So I can get the alert that the agent's disconnected or that the server has gone down, and use that as my trigger to log in and see the advanced status of everything within the web application here. So that really is a rundown of the web app tool here. Again, this is just one part of the three-tiered part of the Maximo Plus solution. Again, that Maximo Plus agent would be installed locally on the client side, which connects to the middleware aspect running in our cloud, which feeds the data to this web app portion here, which is where you would be logging in to monitor remotely the health of the application.